So first things first, for the Project 8, I thought I would show you what a pain in the arse it is to clip yourself in. It's not just a regular seatbelt, we've got belt harnesses. So, you ready? 3, 2, 1. There you go. Hello, my name is Mitchell Ward and welcome to More About Cars. Today I bring you a car I have wanted to put on the channel for a very long time, and it is the Jaguar XE SV Project 8 Track Pack. This is Jaguar's ultimate track weapon, lap time setting machine, and they've called it the Project 8, as it comes second to the F-Type Project 7 from 2017, I think. Anyway, maybe 2016. But yeah, this car came out in 2019, I think, and it's essentially Jaguar's XE saloon with their 5-litre supercharged V8 under the bonnet with 600 horsepower, the most powerful Jaguar ever made, and all-wheel drive, 8-speed ZF gearbox, a very, very fast, capable car. Now, all was well and good until Jaguar announced the price of one of these cars. Bearing in mind a standard XE starts at about £35,000. This car that I'm sat in right now, in the specification it's in, is £193,000. £193,000. That's a very, very expensive Jaguar XE. Just think about this racing harness. It's not by any means the most practical choice for a seatbelt in a car, because you could just click it, and this does have standard seatbelts that you can clip in, but I think these just give it so much more character, and they really do hug you in really tightly. I mean, I can't reach my foot, there's no adjustment, I cannot touch the dashboard beyond the screen, but no, talk about how much effort Jaguar put into this car, because they based it on the standard XE, and they wanted to make, a fast version, so they were like, right, we're going to use our V8 as normal, and they did, and then they realised that they couldn't fit the engine in the XE body shell, so they had to redesign the entire front end, remake body panels out of carbon fibre, extend the wheel arches, slightly extend the nose, bring the dashboard a tiny bit forward, we're talking millimetres here, to make the engine fit. So just to make that engine fit, they had to change basically the entire front half of the car. And then they realised that to make any money on it at all, they would have to charge at least £150,000 for one of these. And like I said, this one is £190,000. And at 150 grand, okay, now this is 193 grand. However, they've brought the price down to 130 grand for this car. So that's a near £70,000 saving on this car. Do you know how many miles it's got on the clock? 88. The look of this car it's both subtle at a distance, but when you look at it up close, you see the carbon fibre splitters with the towing and no step signs. You see the hood vents, you see the big rear wing, the huge exhaust, the huge wheel fenders, the gap between that is massive. And then you just start to look at it, and I think it's such a good looking car. It's such a good looking car, and Jaguar should be so proud of this machine. Despite the fact that it's not selling well, and despite the fact that, does it really need to exist? Not at all. There is no logical argument you can make for buying this car. And I never get tired of seeing them. You know someone who owns this car loves cars. They have to put up with these bloody seatbelts, to have a 4-door car with no back seats and any of that. It's about the drive, it's about the bespoke engineering behind it. And God, if I saw this car on the road with its fantastic, this is one of the best looking colours I've seen this car in. It's kind of green with a golden flake and a white flake on top of that. With the golden stripes, the big black wheels, the golden imprints on the spoiler. If I saw this on the road, I would freak out. I would completely freak out. And it's got golden coloured paddles, and it's gold aluminium. I think these are the exact same paddles that you find in the Sport SVR, and they're lovely. Not much of a click to them. But what's funny is, I don't know if it's gone live yet, but I filmed a review of a Ferrari F12 Berlinetta, which as of this time, filming this video, hasn't gone live. But if that car is up for sale at the moment for about 160 odd thousand pounds, and this car, like 190 grand. And that car was leather everywhere. Everything was elegant and bespoke. It was all just, it was Ferrari. It was beautiful. But this is just kind of it looks like a bit of a mess. Here we go. Yeah. The exterior looks mental. I love it. It's crazy, it's shouty, it's not afraid to tell you, look at me, especially in this colour. And I think if you get this car in anything other than quite a crazy specification, you've kind of done it wrong. Because if this car was just in black, with black wheels, no stripes, it would completely fly under the radar. No one would bat an eyelid, I don't think, at this car in black. But in this green, gold stripes, the Leaper prints on the side, it's crazy, I love it. Interior, I don't love it. I thought I would, and I really wanted to. But even though this is a limited edition, track car, you know the money's been spent on the engineering, but you don't think they could have just borrowed extra leather from like an F-Type in places? Because this cheap plastic is just not good enough. It's not good enough in the standard car, really, and it's certainly not good enough here. But I would still buy it, and I would still recommend it to anyone who wants a really funny track car. I didn't mention, but the roll cage and these seats are actually optional. You can get it with back seats and regular sport seats, but I don't know if you should, because just seeing this as it is, it just feels right that it has these seats. And I know for a fact that the ride is incredibly harsh on this car. Not terrible, but it's really, really rough. And if you got it with regular seats, I don't think you'd be having the full experience, because this isn't a daily driver car anyway. So to have it with the buckets, I think is a good idea, the track pack. So overall, exterior, I love it. The paint is crazy. It's just how it was meant to be. It's perfect. The interior, I really wanted to love it and be able to be like, oh, well, you can get over it. But you can't really. Having experienced some of the cars that I have, it's not really good enough, to be honest. But, to some people that doesn't matter. To me, it doesn't matter that much, because the only bits you really touch are the steering wheel, the seats, the armrest, and they're all pretty nice. So should you buy one? Well, that's really hard for me to just say, because it's such a niche car. I would recommend buying one, because I think it's crazy and awesome and fun, and I'm a huge petrolhead who loves quirky cars. But to some people, this much money for a Jaguar XE is completely unjustifiable, and I think to anyone it really is quite unjustifiable. But it doesn't mean you can't love it, because I love it. I really, really love it. And the engineering that went into this car speaks volumes. Just look at records and laps at stuff that this car has done, because it is mighty, mighty impressive. So a final huge thank you to Guy Salmon Jaguar Land Rover in southwest London for, letting me have access to any car I want for the day. I haven't managed to film everything here. There are a few cars that I want to come back and do in a month or two. But for now, I am more than happy. So if you're interested in buying this car, which I doubt anyone watching is, give them a call. It's in London at the moment, 130 grand. Go crazy. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.